Guys, it's Matt, and this is my Giver review. Now, I don't know if this camera is going to hold here. It's on something kind of unstable, so hopefully it holds. Alright, like I said, this is my Giver review. Alright, now I know this is a very popular book in school. I know a lot of my, pretty much all of the people in my class had to read this from middle school. Not everyone though, because this book came out in 1990, I want to say, something like that. So before that, I don't think they read this at all, but people have still read it, even though they're not in school. But I remember it was a great book. It was probably one of my favorite books growing up. I only read it twice, I want to say, but it left an impact for sure. So I was very excited to see a movie version was coming for this. So I was very excited. One of the top movies the summer I wanted to see, and I was not disappointed. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. We all know a lot of book turned into movies are not that good, not that faithful. Some of the little changes that don't really affect the story, like this one, I thought it kept the tone and mood of the book very good with the changes added, but some just don't. Like, I'm reading the Eragon series right now, and I just remember how bad the movie was. It was awful. Don't see it. Keep to the books, people, if you're reading the Eragon series. Don't watch the movie. You'll regret it. Alright, anyway, yeah, don't do it. And anyway, so, if you guys don't know, if you have never read the book, which I highly recommend, read it. It's set in the future, and this event called the Rune happened. They don't really explain it in the movie at all. I don't think at all. Not even. It mentions it only once in the beginning. Not even in the book they explain it. So it's called the Rune happens, and society, these communities, they create this thing called sameness, where they erase everyone's memories from the past that deal with like love, war, suffering, pain, anything that like causes conflicts. Like they can't see color. Like the first half of the movie isn't black and white because no one can see color. And I remember people were so pissed when the first trailer came out because it only showed the color scenes that after like the second half of the movie. And people were just mad. They're like, oh boy, it's ruined already. It's not faithful to the book. And then the second trailer came out, and then there was black and white scenes. So it was all good. Anyway, so the communities create this technique called sameness, and the main character Jonas, he's graduating with his friends, and when someone graduates in the community, they get assigned a job for life, and he gets the receiver of memories, and he has to work with the giver, who he's the only one in the community that has the memories from the past, and he has to share these with Jonas now, and Jonas pretty much gets all these memories. He finally sees what love is, what pain is, what suffering is, what color is in general, and it was actually really emotional in some parts. Like the memory flashbacks were some of my favorite parts of the movie. Like when Jonas feels pain and loss for the first time, he's in a war zone. That was intense. And then like for love, he's transported to like a wedding, like medieval times, and they're just great flashbacks. Like when the giver shows him his first memory of when he first saw color, it's the sunset at sea. So it was very pretty. Really liked those. And so Jonas is like, oh my god, this community, if you can't feel, what's the point? He pretty much says. And I agree. And it was just a really good movie. It flowed really good with the plot and stuff. And they did futurize everything just a teeny bit. Like, I don't think the book was that futuristic, but that didn't bother me. The ending, though, was a little bit different. The ending was for the book was rather, like, simple. He pretty much escapes his community, taking a newborn with him that was going to get released. And in the movie, when people are released, we think that just means, oh, they get to go over to, they call it elsewhere, beyond the boundaries. Or like, oh, we think that's what they just leave. Nope. Elsewhere, released means they euthanize them, put a shot in them, kill them. Which is, he finds that out because he sees his dad, actually. The giver shows him his dad releasing a baby, and that was a pretty sad scene. So, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what death means, so it makes you think, like, what happens, if this actually happened, what would, I don't know, it makes me think about a lot of things in general. And like I said, it really connected to me on an emotional level, because the book connected with me too, so I'm glad it still had that impact on me, for sure. Alright. Acting-wise, Brenton Thwaites, I only saw him in one other movie. He was in Maleficent. He played Prince Philip. He played he was the good-looking guy, but he didn't impress me that much, but I really liked him in this one, so kudos to him. I thought he did a good job. Jeff Bridges as the giver, though, he killed it. I loved him so much. He did the role exactly what I imagined in the book, so good for him. Meryl Streep, she could play anything, seriously. She played the villain role pretty good. She plays the chief elder of the whole community, and she did what she did. She can't do any wrong, in my opinion. She has not. I haven't seen a bad role from her, really, at all, so good for her. The others, Katie Holmes makes a comeback. First time ever. It's been a while for her. She played the part of Jonas' mother very good. She was very cold, emotionless, robotic-like, which she was meant to be. And I was glad to see her again. Who else? Oh, Taylor Swift is in this too, which I know people, when Les Mis came out, let's go all the way back then. When Les Mis came out, she was supposed to be one of the main characters, and people were not having it. I wasn't having it. She was not going to be in that movie, and she was like replaced at the last minute. I was like, thank God. But she's in this movie for like a minute and a half, I want to say, and she's fine, I guess. Like, she doesn't have that much to work with, so I'm not going to hate on her for that. And that's pretty much all I want to say acting-wise. I think it's one of the better book to film adaptations. I know people are not going to agree with me, because I know people are going to hate on every single one that's made into a movie, because it's not going to be up to their liking. Never will be. Just not going to happen for most people. But for me personally, thought it was pretty good to the book. I know directors. This director really seemed like he wanted to really portray it faithfully, and I think he did a good job. Now I really want to see what the Maze Runner is like. That's coming out in September, because that's good. That's one of my favorite books. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, really good movie. I gave it 4 stars on Facebook. Very, very pleased. So that's all I gotta say. If you love the book, definitely go see it. See what you think. If you disagree, that's totally fine. I know people are going to, but I hope you agree it's good, because I thought it was. So that's all I gotta say. You guys have a good night. Bye.